You had yes. I thought I just saw your hand. So that's the last one for this evening.
You talked about the reputational risks attached for Islamic financial institutions. It's near that I've certainly written research on myself. I think it is, I certainly agree with you about the authenticity, clearly, and I think in the UK certainly we've seen real issues amongst the community there, the Muslim community, about that. But I wonder whether there is a bigger reputational risk, and that's actually in the governance. And it comes really in terms of the transparency that sometimes attaches itself to the advisors, the Sharia advisors, in terms of how many boards they may be advising, and also the sort of fees or whatever. I mean, there's a whole debate around transparency and disclosure in Islamic finance. But I would suggest that increasingly the raising of the bar generally in terms of transparency and disclosure in corporate governance internationally is a wind of change from which the Islamic finance community cannot be isolated from. And in that sense, I think reputational risks also attached to that area.
Right. I have now with me Muhammad Imran, who is the head of consumer and retail banking at Bank Islami. He is the moderator, I'm not. And he arrived just in time as I finished the very difficult part. And so I'd like to just ask him to give a few closing remarks. Imran, thank you for being with us. You got late, min Allah. As I say, this is from Allah. So hopefully we'll hear some words of wisdom for him. And with this, we'll close the session.
Thank you. First of all, I'd like to apologize because for an official work, I had to rush out of city. But alhamdulillah, the traffic helped me out, and I've been able to make it. In the morning, I had to rush, and then I tried to make it by 4, but around 15 minutes late. So, first of all, thank you, Edmund Najam Saab, for taking care of the session in my absence. It's always a great pleasure to see Ibrahim Saab and Dr. Zishan here as well. When we were preparing for this, I had sent a report that has been conducted by AOFI on the social responsibility metrics as far as the Sharia standards are concerned. And for that, I had conducted some research. It's unfortunate that because of the lack of time, I cannot go into the details. But there are some very interesting points for which, as Muslims, we can be proud of. Like when I was conducting a research, there's a whole clause in the Islamic law of contract that relates to the responsibility of the business or the institution, in this case, the Islamic financial institution, that is an unwritten contract with the environment. And that Islamic law of contract says that any business that goes into operations has the obligation that when it leaves the business or when it carries on with the business, it must make sure that the environment that it inherited must be in a better condition, or at least should be in the same condition that it started off with. Now, this was something that was inculcated in our business ethics about 1400 years back. And now we are talking about the ISO standards and the other environmental policies. So one thing that we should be proud of is that the philosophical base of our Islamic financial industry is on very solid foundations. The pity is that since these things, as Ibrahim Siddharth Sahab has rightly pointed out, are not included in our syllabus, so we are not aware of them. So the challenge is to fill the expectation gap that is there between the academia and the practitioners. And the action item at which I would like to conclude the session is that each one of us, in whichever capacity that we can, should play our role individually or collectively to fill that expectation gap. Be it through financial institutions, be it through educational institutions, be it through professional organizations like ICAP. And if we can do that, if we can educate our people about the solid foundations from the philosophy of Islam, then I think that will be a great service that will be done in this field, and that will bear fruits, inshallah, in the future as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much for those thoughts, sir. Our apologies, I guess our loss, but I don't know, your organization's gain for that opportunity cost. The report must be a very interesting one, and I'm sure ICAP will make it available at some point, hopefully, so that we can also learn from it. But we sincerely appreciate your efforts to be here on time. May I please request Mr. Pervez Muslim, who's the chairman and of the Golden Jubilee Celebrations Committee, Karachi, and also a council member, to come on stage and help us give thanks to our wonderful panel. May I first request our interim moderator, who actually did a very, very good job, for which you must give him a big round of applause. I think you have a great future. Mr. Najmul Hassan, who is a consultant ICD subsidiary of Islamic Development Bank Group. You need two of these. Thoda sa aage ki taraf aa jaiye. No, but moderating is something which a lot of people very shy away from, and the fact that he found out on very short notice, he's done a very, very good job. A note to ICAP, next time you have a new founding member of moderation. May I please request Dr. Zishan Ahmed to come and accept a token of our gratitude. Dr. Zishan Ahmed is the Director of Accounting of the and Finance Program at LUMS. May I please request Mr. Ibrahim Sadat, who is also a past president at ICAP, to come and accept a token of our gratitude. And of course, last but not least, may I request Mr. Mohammed Imran, who's the head of Consumer and Retail Banking at Bank Islami Pakistan. While we have the benefit of the panel, may I please request the panel to have a group discussion, a group photograph. Sir, are you? Pervez sahab? And a very, very technical topic, a very pertinent topic to today's time. And thank you for the wonderful questions. The panel does deserve a round of applause from you.
I would like to request Mr. Pervez Muslim to please stay back on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, for the lovely Master of Ceremony, I would like to request Mr. Pervez Muslim to please give a token of appreciation to Ms. Rabia Gharib, Editor-in-Chief of CIO.
Let's just close the session. Thank you very much, and thank you for the opportunity. These formalities. A sincere thanks to all the sponsors and everyone who made this happen. Special thanks to Terabez, the conference producers, people who make this happen, and of course a sincere gratitude. We cannot thank you enough, the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Pakistan, for taking the initiative and the continued initiative to walk the talk, all the philosophy, all the academia that talks about it. You are the people who will make it all happen. Until the next conference, Allah Hafiz.